Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you guys who are tuning in for today's video, I am going to be talking about Frenkie De Jong because I know that many of you guys have already heard about the breaking news that did happen a couple of hours ago. We know what's going to happen within this coming summer. We know who Barcelona want to sell. There is a player within this squad that will be leaving Barcelona, and many of us did not expect this player to go and leave to a team like Manchester United because yes, that player, it is Frenkie De Jong. Jared Romero has reported earlier today that Frenkie De Jong will be on his way out from Barcelona and go to a team like Manchester United. It does say here, according to Jared Romero, that Barcelona, yes, they are closing down the deal of United buying Frenkie De Jong, and Barcelona is going to be receiving around 70 to 80 million euros for this deal. Now, it does say here, and he continues to say, that the club is clear that if he continues for one more season, the player does not perform, he will lose even more value. This operation is only because of the economic reasons. However, the situation can still change. It is 95% done. So, like I have said, this is breaking news. And the way that I do want to basically start this video is talk about what did happen in these past 6 months. And just for like the record here, like I'm not going to be really editing this video. I'm not going to edit my voice. I just want to speak to you guys, right? This is going to be some sort of like a podcast type of video. So let's get to it. And I am going to be talking about these like past 6 months and what we have been seeing coming from Frenkie De Jong, just to give you guys some context on who this player was to us, right? To us, the fan base, and to Xavi Hernandez. Look, first of all, I want to say this. Frenkie De Jong, he has shown that he has improved, right? He has shown that he has improved in terms of like his goals, his assists, the way that he connects with other players like Pedri, Xavi, with Memphis Depay, with Dembele, and many, many more. He has been way more involved than like how we saw him under Quique Setién, how we saw him under Ernesto Valverde. He has been a much better player under Xavi Hernandez. We have also seen Frenkie De Jong evolve as a player, really changing his game. We did not necessarily see him as that central defensive midfielder that we have all wanted to see, but he has been that interior, right? In the exact same role of Pedri and Xavi, and he has been playing tremendously well. He has been very hyperactive. He's been very decisive on goal, but there has been some inconsistency through these past 6-7 months, and especially under Xavi Hernandez. Like sometimes there were games where he was not that intense, and many of us were saying, why is he not acting like he cares about this football club? Why is he looking like he's like walking around on the pitch? He doesn't even look like he cares, right? You can just tell there were games like that where his body language told us everything. Sometimes when he had the ball high up the pitch, he literally found no solution. He makes like the most dumbest mistake ever, misplaces a pass, and Barcelona lose that attacking momentum. And so even I, right, myself have criticized this player at some point throughout these past like 7 months, and I have been saying that, look, Frenkie De Jong, he has been very inconsistent. There are games where he just doesn't look like he cares or wants to get a result coming from this game, but I have always said that Frenkie De Jong is someone that needs to understand his role much better, and that is going to happen. That was going to happen under Xavi Hernandez, because it is not easy to try to apply the concepts that Xavi has been trying to instill to these players. Frenkie De Jong was capable to learn what Xavi wanted from his midfielders, right? And that is why I did back this player. Like, yes, we were going to see Frenkie De Jong have those few bad games, show some inconsistency, but in the end, when we give it time, Frenkie was going to be one hell of a player. And so again, right, just give it time. Like with all the players, with Dembele, with Ansu, with Pedri, with Xavi, with many of these youngsters here, give Frenkie some time. That is basically the whole agenda I had throughout these past 7 months. I have said in many, many videos that Frenkie De Jong has had horrible performances, and I'm like, okay, Xavi or Pedri or maybe someone like Puig needs to start over Frenkie, so maybe we need to switch some things up. But it is just so surprising to me that Barcelona, right, Joan Laporta and Mateo Lemán are making a decision like this. But we look at this whole deal and what's actually going on here, you can just like really tell that, yes, okay, this is probably the reason why this move does make sense. Xavi Hernandez has literally said, just going based off an operation like this, he's basically saying, I am choosing Pedri and Xavi over someone like Frenkie De Jong because Xavi and Pedri have had one of the biggest emergence in this club, in like bigger than what we have seen in the past like 7, 8, or like 10 years. Like the way that Xavi and Pedri has introduced themselves in their in their first season has been something phenomenal. We can't name a player right now that has emerged in the exact same way that has came into Barcelona in the past like 7 years. And I think that that is very important for Xavi Hernandez. And then when we compare the profiles of Gavi, of Pedri, of Frenkie De Jong, right? So let's look at this graph here. We can see that there are a few things that we do have to point out. When it comes to the interceptions, you can see that Frenkie has a much lower number compared to Gavi and Pedri. Maybe that is something that Xavi Hernandez does not like to see. He sees Pedri and Gavi way more, I would say, focused on blocking those passing lanes. When it comes to those recoveries per 90, we can also see that Frenkie De Jong is actually way more superior than Gavi and superior than Pedri when it comes to recoveries per 90. Now, the reason why I do want to point out these two things, because let me tell you, Pedri, Gavi, and Frenkie are literally the exact same players under Xavi Hernandez. There are a few differences, but I do think that Xavi is saying, okay, Pedri, Gavi, these are two players that can fill in the roles of what Frenkie does lack. They can get better. These two players can grow. I want them to grow. I know exactly what I want to do. I also do believe that he's saying that, okay, Pedri, he has exactly what Frenkie does have. Let me just focus on a player like Pedri. And now looking at this, right, this is why I am going to be saying that maybe that transfer of Kessie was necessary. It looks way more understandable now seeing that Frenkie De Jong is going to be leaving this club, because when we talk about his recoveries per 90, we see how Frenkie De Jong is superior than Gavi and Pedri. Xavi Hernandez is basically saying, okay, we need to have someone that can bring in those recoveries, great recoveries per 90, and Kessie can provide exactly that. When it comes to the interceptions, Kessie can also bring that, because that is also what Frenkie does lack. So all of this does make more sense. Xavi is literally saying, okay, I'm going to be taking a player that's very similar to the profiles of Pedri and Gavi out from this club, and let's bring someone different in. Let's bring a different profile, which is, in other words, Kessie, right? You have a very different profile of Kessie and two of the same profiles, Pedri and Gavi, and also the other player that's coming in, Pablo Torres. So it does make a lot of sense in the end for Xavi to make a decision, for John Laporta and Mateo Lemán saying, okay, if this is what you want to do, let's do this. This is also going to really help us economically. So again, look, it's very unfortunate to see this, because we have only been seeing Frenkie grow within the past 6 months. And I think that, just like it does say in this report here, the only reason why Barcelona are choosing to sell Frenkie at this moment, before even the transfer window does start, it is because of his current form. He has been playing way better than he has had like 7, 8, 9, 10 months ago. And Barcelona have been eyeing this. They're saying, okay, if Frenkie is doing good, if he has been performing better than he has been before, let's sell him at this moment, because he is at his highest value, and we do not know how he's going to be performing next season. And especially knowing that players like Pablo Torre is emerging, Pedri, Gavi are all emerging into this squad. Who knows what Frenkie was going to be in the next season. Now, let's move on towards the next phase, because when it comes to like this whole financial talk, right, on why Barcelona want to sell Frenkie, I don't even think Barcelona would have been struggling, right? If we did not see Barcelona struggle financially, if they were okay, if they were in the situation of, let's say, Real Madrid, we would not be seeing this right now. We would not see this at all of Barcelona selling Frenkie. They probably would have said, okay, yes, we're not in the greatest situation. Yes, we can still afford a couple of players. Let's just keep Frenkie De Jong. Let's just keep Pedri. Let's just keep Gavi. Let's have an overall very great, strong midfield, because it's not necessary to sell someone like Frenkie, because if we don't need to, we don't have to. We have some funds here on the side. But because we are in such delicate situation, this is why Joan Laporta and Mateo Lemán are saying, okay, we need to think harder. We're not in a good situation right now. We have this annual financial statement report that we have to submit like every year. We need to maneuver our way through this summer. Like, how can we achieve sporting excellence, a great sporting level, and at the same time continue to capitalize and get great financial success? Moving forward, right, just looking at this whole thing, Barcelona, right, this fan base that we do have here, is going to be extremely divided, my friends. Like, again, one of the reasons on why Barcelona is selling this player, it is because the annual financial statement that they have to submit by June 30th, I believe. This does happen every year. Selling Frenkie is going to be a very easy way for them to make themselves look better through that statement. So there's many reasons on why this club is selling someone like him. It's very heartbreaking for us Barcelona fans. And then when it comes to Manchester United, right? So let's put on our United hats for a second. This is a great move. I know that many United fans are probably celebrating. They're probably like, oh my God, like we're going to get Ten Hag as our coach. Frenkie De Jong is coming to this club. Of course, this makes so much sense. This is literally like a reunion happening in England. Like Frenkie's going to be playing and excelling so well under this coach. Frenkie is also going to be playing with Cristiano Ronaldo. Ten Hag, you better bet, right? He's going to be giving him a massive role. And you better bet that Ten Hag probably had like a huge influence on Frenkie saying, okay, fine, I'll leave Barcelona. If you were to take me to a different club, take me to Manchester United, because they're going to be having Ten Hag. So it's just so crazy to me, because I did not know that this journey was going to end so quickly. I thought that Frenkie was at the very least going to be here for about 5 to 6 more years. Man, like if you were to ask me, right? Like if you asked me, hey Kevin, do you ever see Frenkie De Jong leaving Barcelona? I probably would have told you yes, but I probably would have said, but maybe in about 7 or 8 years, not this soon, not at the age of 25 years old. So this is going to be the way that I'm going to be wrapping up this video. Looking at this, right? This whole operation, right? It's just it staggers me so much. It surprises me. I'm like, I have no idea what Barcelona is going to be doing in the summer, but just looking at this hard decision that Laporta is making, like you let go of Messi, you're letting go of Frenkie De Jong. What my biggest question is going to be this, and this is going to be towards Joan Laporta. Laporta, what is going to be your next move? Like, what is going to be the next move in this coming summer? Because you selling Frenkie De Jong is going to be questioned by many people. I understand it, right? Because of the financial situation, because Xavi Hernandez clearly does see that Pedri and Xavi do give the exact same thing, like what Frenkie has been trying to give in the past 6 months. But what is going to be your next move? What are you going to do after receiving those 80 million pounds in your bank account, right? Because Frenkie clearly has said many times that he was committed to this club. He has literally said, I love being at Barcelona. I probably sign a 6-year contract extension if they propose this to me. He literally said this back in March. So Frenkie was committed. And again, I understand that you want to sell Frenkie De Jong because he is your most sellable asset, is going to strengthen you financially. I want to make that very clear, that I understand every point on why they want to sell this Dutchman here. But I hope, and I do question Joan Laporta, like, you better move correctly in this transfer window. You better build one hell of a team in this transfer window, and going into the 2022-2023 season, we better see a real strong squad that is strengthened in all areas. We can't just be selling this player for the sake of selling this player. We better get Christensen, Kessie, Azpilicueta. We better get Lewandowski, Rafinha, and many, many more. We have to be one hell of a team, because if we're making sacrifices right now, we better see massive movements happen in this coming summer. Like, I'm being very serious. And so again, I'm in a very like shock mode right now. Again, I did not edit this video. This is all like a podcast type of vibe right now. I hope you guys do like it. I do want to like make another. I'm really thinking about making another channel. I really want to talk about like other things that is going on in the football world. Like, for example, I want to talk about how Manchester United are going to be benefiting from having Frenkie De Jong and stuff of that nature. So I might be doing stuff like that. I have no idea when I'm gonna do that, but I am thinking about doing things like that when it comes to like the hottest topics in world football. It should be something very, very interesting. But that's basically it. That's basically the news of today, the big news of today. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys believe it is a good idea that Barcelona are letting go of this player or not? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.